I'd been before the Rebbe, and I went to Moshe Kotlarski and told him I want to bring Chabad to Memphis, and he raised the money, the starting money, had that
the seed money,
the seed money, and better than that. And
did the Rebbe ever tell you that you are the shliach?
He said to me, that was on a later visit, that I should be the shliach in Memphis, and I told him I couldn't take. I'd be misrepresenting myself. I just couldn't. I didn't think I could handle walking around feeling like the Rebbe is represented by me. Wow. I just I haven't got that kind of, I don't know what, but I'm still learning, and there's so much I don't know, so much I haven't done that.
Plenty of time.
I just didn't think
Time.
Mrs. Gordon will tell
Lavy.
you.
Tell us about Lavy.
Talk about Lavy.
Yeah, let's talk about Lavy. I agree with that. Okay. The best advice I've ever had has come right out of that lady sitting there.
Yes,
And my secretary, many of my clients today say she gives better advice than I do. Anyhow, Lavy Klein is a very, 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 very special guy. There's so many special people like Rabbi Goldberg that make you aware of what you could be. And many, many years ago, when I went to Moshe to try and get a Chabad house in Memphis, and he agreed, and we got the money together, and Moshe came to Memphis to set it all up, and the Rabbeim, the Orthodox Rabbeim, told Moshe, everything's all right. You're going to be able to come. That was on a Thursday. Moshe was in Memphis over Shabbat, stayed at our house, and we didn't know it, but Monday, the rabbis, the Orthodox leaders in Memphis, 3 of them got on a plane and went to New York to Rabbi Hodakov, was that his name?
The Rebbe's chief secretary.
He, the thing I remember about him is being up next to the Rebbe, and when he clapped and applauded, it was like that. I'd never seen that. And they went to Rabbi Hodakov and told him, we do not want Chabad, although we told Moshe, we want you here. We didn't mean it. We want you, Rabbi Hodakov, to tell the Rebbe, don't let Moshe or Chabad into Memphis. It'll destroy the community.
If I can please add respectfully, I'm sorry, that the Rebbe was very, very careful, very sensitive to cities that the institutions did not want official Chabad representative there. The Rebbe was very, very sensitive. I believe in Mexico for many years. There are a few places where the Rebbe did not let a shliach go. There could be people that did activity, but an official representation of the Rebbe very much respected the community, and that's probably why these Rabbanim came to the Rebbe and Bakasha.
And that went on for nearly 20 years. My wife, in her tremendous wisdom, consoled me and taught me the reason we couldn't get Chabad to Memphis for 20 years. Lavy Klein was too young to come and be the shaliach there. And that really made a lot of sense to me. And if you knew Lavy, you'd realize what a treasure Memphis has. I'm going to try and tell you just one story, but I reserve the right to go further. When Moshe brought Lavy Klein to Memphis, to our home, to meet some of the Balabatim that we had at our home that were going to be supporting Chabad, Lavy never said a word. Moshe does all the talking. And there's nothing wrong with that. What Moshe says, you got to listen to. However, they were invited to the major Orthodox congregation in Memphis that evening, Lavy Klein and Moshe Kotlarsky, to meet with some of the leaders of the Orthodox community.
Baron Hirsch or Anshe?
Baron Hirsch.
And I speculated that could be a tar and feathers party for Moshe and this young man. Lavy's 22 years old maybe, never said a word, and they go over to that show. And I told Moshe, I want to come with you. I know those folks. This could be an ambush. He said, no problem. They go over there, and sure enough, it was an ambush. They ready to run them right out of town. Don't want you here. Don't come here. We don't need Chabad. Moshe told them, we're going to be here. You can accept us and welcome us, or you can ignore us. We will be here. There was about 15 major leaders of the Orthodox community at that meeting to lynch, Chalila, Moshe and Lavy. I'm very proud to tell each one of you, over the years, and within 5 years of that time, Lavy came to Memphis almost immediately. He stayed in our home for about 2 weeks until he got himself an apartment and so forth and got settled. And within 5 years, every one of those 15 people, leaders, came to Lavy or to me to say, we made a mistake. We should never have had that tar and feather party. We should never have tried to drive you out. Chabad is good for Memphis. It's so rewarding to realize. Lavy, I've said several times, I studied at the University of Virginia, which was Thomas Jefferson's school, and we talk about what he had engraved on his tombstone. He never put on there that he was president. But I said, and I don't know that I meant it, don't take me wrong, but I feel like one of the greatest things I've ever done was in Memphis. We have a tremendous world-class scholar there who's also a mohel, but he's aged. And he's gotten old. I don't hear you.
He came to Texas. He gave me my get.
He traveled.
Yes.
Around.
He's a tremendous tzaddik. He does tremendous kindness, remarkable things. And I went to a Brit Milah where he was the mohel, and I had learned from the Rabbi Elchanan Wasserman's Talmud. Whenever you're at a Brit Milah, go to the front. You want to be there to be part of it. And I watched the trembling hands, and I realized my feeling was, we need to have a younger man to be a mohel. And a number of circumstances took place, but I got hold of Lavy Klein one day and I said, I want you to go to Israel with your wife and 3 children, stay there and learn from Yossi Weisbord how to be a mohel. I did not know that Yossi he was quitting. He was retiring. He'd gotten to the point where he didn't want to teach anymore. Lavy Klein was his last student. Lavy's father, Rabbi Binyamin Klein, Oliver Shalom, and Yossi Weisbord were together in yeshiva.
Wow.
So Lavy, I told him, get me up a budget. I don't want you to be suffering. I want you to have an apartment, a car, food, everything you need, but learn to be a mohel. And then I asked him one question. I said, if I put all this money together, when he told me what it would cost, will you remain in Memphis? I wanted him in Memphis. And he said, I will be here. My children will probably be here, but there will be Chabad in Memphis. And that's one of the things I'm very proud about. I had another occasion, I'm not going into it, my dear, don't worry about it. But
At least for now.
I was presented with a mitzvah that my family, we never even knew about, never thought about. Tepidyon, what is it?
Who was Lavy's first bris?
There's a gentleman sitting there in the back row with the gentleman who is the first bris that Lavy Klein
Please rise.
performed. Well, if he's here in the room, stand up and be recognized.
Before Lavy left Israel, so my father came to me, he was born, he said, if he comes back to Memphis not having done a bris, no one's going to want to be the first. I said, I can volunteer the first day. So he postponed his trip back for another few days, did the bris. I think it came out okay.
I couldn't hear what Baruch said. I may
was
be
okay,
repeating
it
it.
was good.
But when Tovia was having his brit milah, and for the Baruch's wife, his lovely wife, Anat, and I have had, thank God, a wonderful relationship. But in all those years they were married and had so many children, Baruch Hashem, that there was never an occasion when she called me on the telephone to ask me something. I never had that. We talked together many times, very pleasantly. One day I got a phone call from her and she said, Saba, I'm Saba to everybody. Saba, you want my child to be the first one. And I knew that Yossi Weisburg had done all of their sons. And I said, Anat, if you will allow Lavy to do the Brit Milah, I will arrange to have Yossi Weisburg at the Brit and watch every step, and you have nothing to worry about. And she thought about it and she agreed. And at the Brit Milah, Yossi asked me one question. Mr. Gordon, is he going back to Memphis when this is all done? And I said, yes, that was our agreement. I arranged and raised a lot of money to get him into that situation. And he said, you sure he's going back to Memphis? I said, yes. He said, great. I couldn't stand that competition. He's too good. Wow. So Lavy Klein has taken Chabad in Memphis. One other interesting fact, as we are sitting here tonight, and I am beholden to every one of you that you have sat here through all of this smoke and mirrors, and looking at your faces, I felt very rewarded. I appreciate very much that you sat here and let me talk to you. Most people fall asleep, but
You're too interesting to fall asleep.
Moshe Lavy was able to accomplish so much in Memphis in terms of being the mohel, because people and I'm saying Orthodox Jews who chose not to have the other mohel in town, who no longer does any brises, they would just have a what do you call it, baby doctor, a pediatrician or whatever they call him, do the Brit Milah. And Lavy is there now. Lavy has been all around America. People call him to come because his name and his reputation is so great.
As a mohel. As a mohel.
as a mohel. And as a rabbi and as a man who can feel the soul of people and help heal it, I've seen it over and over and over. There's no one like Lavy Klein. Elaine is right when she's giving me this, and she's also right in saying we had to wait until Lavy grew up to have a Chabad house. Thank you very much.
What year did he come in Fast Island?